Hi folks, it's Shen here again. Today I wanted to talk with you a little bit more about Taoism, but this time a little bit more about the Kung Fu side of things. In the particular form of Taoism that I studied and practiced whilst I was living at a monastery, we did a lot of different discipline type trainings, and one of the discipline trainings for Kung Fu is conditioning. So in this case, it's not ab conditioning. Some people call ab work conditioning. I know particularly in gymnastics, all your ab type work, abdominal strengthening exercises is called conditioning. In Kung Fu, conditioning can also be called iron shirt training, this kind of stuff, iron fist, iron palm, all of these things. And when I say iron, it's iron as in tough like iron, tough like steel. I'm going to go into one of the practices within the iron shirt arena and show you a little bit about it. We used to do a type of conditioning called Bocking. I really don't know if that's a word, but that's what we called it. I think it's called Bocking because of the sound it makes. So basically, Bocking involves a piece of wood or metal or something like that, hard, which basically you hit yourself with all over the body. Sounds kind of weird, right? Sounds kind of torturous or something like that. But it actually has great benefits, just for the strengthening of the body, but for skin elasticity, for circulation of blood. I always used a piece of metal, and I'll show you something like this. Just a simple piece of box steel, and this one's quite heavy. You can use smaller ones or pieces of wood, like I said, but I kind of like a heavier one. To me, it's just a bit easier. So yeah, basically you take this item here and you gently tap yourself all over the body. One of the things that you really want to be cautious with is to go slow. If you do this really quickly and rapidly, you could really seriously injure yourself. And I've seen people who have done iron fist training before, and their hands are completely screwed because they've gone way too hard, way too quick. They've tried to push through pain and all this stuff. That's not the way in Taoism. That's not the way at all. In fact, when I begun doing my iron fist training, punching the wood, punching the bricks, all this kind of thing, I didn't do it correctly. I went too hard, too fast, and I basically had to stop and wait for my hands to heal, which, took a couple of months before I continued again. And when I continued, I just went very slow, and I got much better results when I went slower. So you got to remember, you've got plenty of time to do this, and the results do come. I can assure you of that. They really do come. Notice my knuckles grew bigger, much bigger. They probably grew 1 to 2/5 of the size bigger than what they were, especially these two here, because they're the knuckles that you want to punch with. You don't really want to use these ones here, because these bones, they're very small, and they have a tendency to break much quicker. So you really want to focus on these ones here. But the Iron Fist video is for another day. I'll just stick with Bocking on this video. We take the Bocker, and basically you just gently tap yourself all over. That's all you do. And what you want to do, or at least what I did to get a more thorough session of this in, is I used to split up my body into segments and spend 3 to 5 minutes on each part of the body. For example, my face and my head, that was one 3 to 5 minute segment. And then across here, my collarbone, my throat, the back of the neck, the back of the shoulder, the clavicle, all that kind of stuff, that was another section. And then my chest and my stomach, that was another section. A whole arm, that was another section. I would have probably done individual parts on my arm, but there's other parts of iron shirt training as well, which I'll show you, which really starts to use more of this whole part of your arm here. So you work these bones, you work this bone, because you're doing a lot of blocking, right? Someone might throw a kick and you block it like that. It's going to hurt their leg. It's not going to hurt you. That's one of the benefits of iron shirt training. You can just get really, really hard, really, really tough, and you don't feel any kicks, you don't feel any punches, you don't feel anything like that. You've probably seen the Muay Thai guys. They're probably the most famous people that you've seen. Their shins are extremely strong, and they began at a young age kicking banana trees. And banana trees are a really good thing to start on for conditioning your shins, but also this bocker. You just gently tap your shins. Just up and down. Work it. Work the front, work the side, work the knee, work the whole lot. So again, like I said, this part was one section, this part one section, this part one section, one arm, and then you work on your thigh, you work on your feet, you work on your shin and your calf. You basically work from the bottom of your body right to the top of your body, or from the top of your body right down to the bottom of your body. And you pretty much do that every single day. Suggest you time each segment so you're roughly putting in the same amount of time each day on the same body part. And then you get a more balanced help from this. Yeah, so that's a pretty simple kind of video on one part of conditioning, which we called bocking. I think it probably has more health benefits, as I've mentioned. Your skin becomes tougher, your bones become denser, you're circulating your blood through your body, it's coming to the surface, your blood, your chi as well, where your mind goes, chi follows, and then blood follows chi. Okay, so when someone goes to hit you, you can send your chi to that area as well. And again, that's not going to hurt you. And of course, there's other parts of iron shirt training which I'll go into in another video. But those parts include someone hitting and kicking you and punching you and strangling you and all those sorts of things. So someone actually physically, beating you up, or you just kind of stand there. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you have any questions about the bocking, or about iron shirt in general, please comment below, or send me an email. This is essentially a part of the Kung Fu training which I teach as well. So when you come and you do some Kung Fu lessons, we will go into this part of Kung Fu as well, because it is pretty important and it's actually quite a lot of fun. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. It probably sounds pretty weird, but yeah, I just enjoy it. I find it a relaxing, good meditation. Okay folks, I hope you enjoyed that. Have a good one.